Hi, this is David McCann for WebTNG. In this screencast, I want to look at the new integration between the Elementor page builder and Toolset. For a long time, WordPress has had the ability to use custom fields and create custom post types, but displaying that on the front end has been difficult. One of the only solutions for a long time was to use Toolset, specifically the Views plugin. But last year, the Beaver Builder team released Beaver Themer. Beaver Themer allows you to use Beaver Builder to lay out your custom template. Beaver Themer works well, but it had a couple of stopping points for some people. One was that the rules for display were pretty simple, and it didn't cover a lot of edge cases. The Beaver Builder team is addressing that in the current beta. A second sticking point for some people was that Beaver Themer is an extra subscription. And it totally makes sense if you're an agency and you have a lot of sites. But if you only have a few sites, then you might not want the extra subscription. Back in the spring, when Elementor announced that Elementor was going to add Themer abilities into the Pro version without requiring an extra subscription, it generated a lot of buzz and excitement. What I wanted to do today is take a look at what we have in this beta. So last week, Toolset had a small update with some integration with Elementor, and Elementor had the 2.1 beta release. So let's see what they give us. Here I have a test site, and on this site I have Toolset installed and the Elementor 2.1 beta. I'm using the 2017 theme, and I've created a custom post type called books, and I've put in a couple of records here. So you see here are some custom fields for the book type, like the Amazon link, for example. So if we just view the book, you'll see that none of those custom fields show, and that's kind of the WTF of WordPress and custom fields at the moment. What we want to do is use the Elementor template feature to create a template for our book's custom post type. So I'm going to select single book, give it a name. I'm not going to use one of these pre-designed templates. So we have a blank slate here. Now Elementor has a lot of widgets. At least start with these for creating our template. So first I'll put in some columns, and we'll add featured image, and it picks up the image there, which is nice. Then let's see, I don't know, post title. The post meta. There we go, that's what I wanted. And the post content. Good, it's picking that up well. Now let's try putting in something that will use one of those fields. And now here we can use any of these items, any of these widgets that have the dynamic connector. Okay, so on the link, we want to use our Toolset Amazon link field. Okay. That looks good. We'll align that center. All right. And there it is. Obviously, you know, it needs to be styled more and whatnot, but, and this should take us to Amazon, yeah. Okay. So now, let's exit back to the dashboard. Let's try to do the same thing with create an archive. Now you notice we don't have the option yet to select what it's an archive for. We do that after we create it. So there's some other steps and some limitations here, but and I'm not going to use these again. And here we're going to put the title. You notice nothing shows up here. You have to go and tell Elementor that this is a book archive. There we go. And now we'll do our posts. So I'm going to choose cards, and I'm going to adjust the aspect ratio there a bit. Okay, so there's our archive. It's saying add a condition, and we want it on for books. Okay, let's have a look. And there's our book archive. We just have 2 records right now. So as you can see, that's pretty easy. Things are limited with the archiving, with creating archives now. I did try using some of the other widgets and with the dynamic fields, and they aren't working now. So I think this, as far as I know, this is kind of a limit that we're limited to these widgets. But in many cases, that's enough to get started. If you needed to show some custom fields in your archive, then we might have to wait. Now there are a few other things that we can look at. First, let's go back to the dashboard and let's do a post single. I am just going to use this pre-designed one for right now. I wanted to show 3 other things. First, an integration from Toolset is that they have a Toolset view widget. If we had created a view, we could enter the view here in our page or post or whatever other template we were doing. So, you know, or just for a standalone page or post. So that's a nice feature that they have that would be good, like if you're adding search or things like that. I'm going to remove that right now. Two other things I wanted to show are that there is some integration here also. I have advanced custom fields installed, and I created two fields for that, a rating field, which is just a text field, and a URL field. Okay, so there's a text field with the advanced custom fields. And for the URL field, they've kind of intelligently made those fields available in places where you would normally use a URL. So there is that. And now I want to show you the same thing with pods. It works the same way. I create a text field, and then the URL field works the same way. This has mainly been a look at the integration from the Elementor side, except for the Views widget that came from the Toolset side. And to go just to look at here in Toolset, if we create a view, for our custom post type, I'm just doing this quickly, not the way I would normally do it. What I wanted to show you is that when we're using Beaver Builder to create the template, the content template within the view, there's a button over here for Beaver Builder to design that with Beaver Builder. That's not available for Elementor. Now, the Toolset team says they're doing further integrations. Whether that's going to be part of it or not is unknown. In conclusion, the integration between Elementor and Toolset is very nice, especially for the single content template. It is very fast and easy. For the archive, it is quick also, but unless I'm missing something, it may be somewhat limited if you need to use custom fields in your archive. And this is a beta, so things could change. There could be another beta version. Thanks for watching. I hope it was useful.